mate. Football can be fucking cruel.
Ancora lui! 2-0!
Evening guys, and well, what a great performance that was. 4-0 away, and a thoroughly convincing performance. I know they had a red card, and okay, we were playing against 10 men for most of the game, but it's a European away trip, and it's a very, very long trip away, and you know, we took our chances, and how about that one? Look at that result that's gone off over in Madrid. I told you that would happen. I knew it when we were sat there, you know, 40 minutes after the game away in the Olympic Stadium in Rome. I was sat there next to Mo, and I said to him at the time, I said, listen, all right, you know, they're all celebrating like anything right now. This could flip right over in the following game, because Madrid can't be bad, you know, for another game. It's their final European game, and they've got a slight smidgen of a chance. You know, they'll be hoping that we qualify, which indeed we have tonight, and we'll field a weakened side, and somehow the Qarabag boys can perform a miracle and pull something off, and maybe Madrid can qualify through the back door. I don't know, but what I do know is that I predicted this. I thought that Roma would lose their game in Madrid. And we're back on top of the group, and you know, it's all looking fantastic. Now, Antonio Conte has been going on about this fixture pile-up, and I've got to tell you, he's got a massive point. I mean, it is an absolute joke. We've got a 6.5, 7 hour flight, 1 day to prepare before we go and play Liverpool. We had the same situation when we played over in Madrid, where we had to play Man City pretty much a day or two later, and of course, you know, I remember us, you know, in the game after we played Roma, we had Man United 3 days later. You know, I mean, the fixture pile-up, or the fixtures, the way they've been set up, have been really cruel to Chelsea, and I think Antonio Conte's got a massive point, a really massive point. As a matter of fact, I think the way the fixtures have actually all been handed out have all been a bit dubious, and I've done my own research into the way the fixtures are indeed compiled, and believe it or not, it takes about 4 months to do. Really takes a long time, and I always thought it was done by a computer. You know, they basically separate the two Manchester clubs, they separate maybe the two Merseyside clubs, Arsenal, Spurs, that sort of thing. And then, you know, everything else is sort of kind of like chucked in a computer, and it's randomly done. But it's not. It's done, you know, it's done by human input, not by technology or computer input or whatever. So you could make that, you know, you could. I mean, look, all right, I do love a bit of a conspiracy, right? I'm going to be the first to admit that, yeah. But let's look at it this way, yeah. A bit like FIFA, right? Each player has a rating, yeah. You could get all the Chelsea's fixtures over the last 5-6 years against certain clubs, give ourselves a rating against each individual team, and you could very easily, you could put them sort of stats into a computer, and it could come up with, you know, perhaps maybe we was always struggling against Stoke, for example. You could put us maybe a night game, you know, in the middle of winter where it's going to be really freezing cold and dingy or whatever. Maybe they'll give us an away game at Burnley or at Stoke or something like that. If you look at the first few fixtures of the season we had, and then you compare it to, say, Manchester United's start, you know, it's quite incredulous. And I would imagine, with this being a league that's being sold overseas to, you know, the whole world, you know, and there's so much money at stake, they don't want what happened last season, where we had Chelsea literally running away with the league. I would imagine they would want a little bit of diversity, and they would want another side to win it. They certainly want Manchester United or a northwest possibility of or another name on the trophy. They certainly want maybe the two Manchester clubs to have a really, really good chance, you know. And I really do think there's something in that, you know. Oh, what a tangle web we weave when we practice deceive. Now, you might think, you know, Tony, you're off your nut there, but I honestly think there's something in that. I believe a guy by the name of Thompson, he compiles it all, but it's done, you know, and it takes, you know, months and months to put these fixtures together, you know. And it is done, you know, sort of one by human input. So you can do whatever you like. You could pair anybody up, you know. You could make it so it's slightly harder. I think we play Manchester United and Manchester City back to back. If you look at the times when we play certain teams, you know, all I'm saying right now, is I don't think the fixtures this season have been very kind to us, and I would suggest, by the way it's been set out, that it's been done in such a way that we can't run away with things and dominate it in the way we can. And if you look at our European away fixtures, it's so true. The first game, as I said, you know, we was away from home at Atletico Madrid. A couple of days later, we got a massive game against Manchester City. Total advantage City. I don't think there was any two ways about it. And the fact that they looked fitter on the day, especially in the closing stages of that game. And as like I said, when we flew out to Rome, who have we got 2-3 days later? Manchester United. They just played a European game, accepted. But you know, we played Manchester United 3 days after a really hard, grueling game away in Europe against Roma. And then look at this trip. It's ridiculous, yeah. And like I said, we've got 1 day to prepare before we go to Liverpool. So I think Antonio Conte, I think he's got every reason to be upset and annoyed about it all. But the good news is we are absolutely, we're on track. We're not just on track, we're doing tremendously well. And all this doom and gloom crap that's being written about us, you know, it's, if you look at the way our season's developing right now, you know, we're nicely tucked in the league, only a point behind Manchester United. And if Manchester United are being touted as potential, you know, Premier League champions, then why can't we? We're a point behind them. Tottenham are certainly being touted as a possibility of being Premier League champions. We're above Tottenham. Well, we know Man City are going great guns, but you know, hey ho, it's a long season, and anything can happen, and we know that. But we're in it. We're right in it. We're not out of that. We're also in the domestic cups, i.e. the Qarabag or League Cup, whatever you want to call it. You know, we're in the quarterfinals of that with a home tie against Bournemouth, and we win that. We're in the semi-finals, and then of course look at the Champions League. We've already qualified, top of the group. You know, going great guns. So you know, I don't think right now. I think we're in a really, really, you know, really good position. And of course, the next month, I think I've worked it out. For the next 5-6 weeks, for the next 4 or 5 weeks, I think we play something like 16 games in about 43 days. It works out 1 in 2.8 days we play a game of football, if you include the games over the Christmas period, or going all the way up to the 3rd of Jan when we play Arsenal at the Emirates. It's crazy. It's just, you know, West Brom away, you know, then we got Qarabag, you know, big old long flight, Liverpool away, and Swansea at home 3 days later, and then Newcastle at home, and then West Ham. No, I think then we play Atletico Madrid on the Wednesday, and then it's West Ham, you know, at the London Stadium on the Saturday, and then Bournemouth in the League Cup, and then it just goes on and on and on and on. And it's just, I know, Huddersfield away as well. They're all tucked in there. Crazy, absolutely crazy, the fixture congestion. But we can't complain. Listen, you know, we're in it to win it, and got a transfer window coming up as well, pretty soon. So hopefully, if we can strengthen in there, you know, we're a really, really, really good side. We're in good nick right now, and there's so many reasons to be cheerful. And great result tonight, as I say, 4-0. Willian Starman, just incredible performance. Great goals, great energy. You know, really vying for his position, isn't he? Didn't go with Vera Morata up front, if you like. We went with three 3 players that were interchanging, and I wouldn't call it a false number 9. It was more a case of everyone. Just the movement was incredible all over the park. Cesc Fabregas was just pinging his passes all over. It's just really good. I don't think we had anything really to worry about at the back. As I say, the only worry about today is the fact that they've had to endure that trip. But I suppose also, when you think about the modern player, you know, he's not exactly sat there with his feet all cramped up like I suppose you and I, or especially like the flight we had over in Rome, where you've got no room to move about. I couldn't even bring the table down to just have something to eat. It was just crazy. It's really tight and cramped. I imagine these players have got the lap of luxury, you know, all the space in the world. They can get some sleep, and, you know, I'd imagine all they've got to do is just rest, and, you know. So, big game of the weekend. Really looking forward to that. As I say, Liverpool will be going up to that, and in fact, all the games I'll be going to. The only one I was going to miss was this one in Baku, and I'm gutted I wasn't there for that one, to be fair. But I just didn't fancy it, to be honest. But like I said, a lot of games coming up, and I'm really looking forward to them. Got all my tickets raring to go, waiting for them one by one to come up. So nice to speak to you guys. Speak to you soon. We'll be putting some streams up soon, and things will be back to normal as best as they possibly can. As I say, just been a little bit of an issue with regards to work, getting home. I've literally just got home myself now. It's just, you know, it's late and everything. You can't do nothing. You can't put anything out. So I do apologise for that. As I say, I'll try and do whatever I can at the Liverpool game. Maybe get a preview up. Certainly get some videos from the game. Maybe do a vlog, and then hopefully we can get the streams rocking and rolling as of from next week. I've got a lot of time over the Christmas period off. I think about 9 days off, so I'll be cramming everything in with doing lots of stuff over that period of time. So thanks for sticking with us, and keep the blue flag flying high, guys. Over out.
Thank you for watching this video, guys. Like I said, and we are always going to be trying to do these types of videos for you guys. If you liked this video and you enjoyed it, please make sure that you leave a like on this video. So please click on that thumbs up button, and if you could also do us a favor, we are on all social media as well. Those will be in the description below. Please go actually follow us or like them, and it just enables us to be able to interact with you guys as the fans as well. And it'd be great also if you could just comment below. What do you think the scoreline is going to be? What do you expect the lineup to be? We'd love to hear from you guys. Take care. Peace out, guys.